Shut up and sit down.
You're listening to the Cheaters Never Pin podcast, a proud part of the Section 328 family. Follow us on Twitter at CheatersInVRPin. Now, live from ringside, it's Mr. Workrate and JC. Well, top of the morning to you, everybody. The Cheaters Never Pin podcast.
You told me it was going to be less Irish, and then you made it more stereotypically Irish.
I thought of that while the intro was playing, and I couldn't help myself. This is the second time we're starting this show tonight.
Hashtag for now.
Maybe the next time I will get to the part where we start editing the show together. But
okay,
yeah, it's a disaster, much like Friday night was, but it was a glorious disaster.
Yeah, it was a hell of a lot of fun. By the way, my name's Tom.
I'm
across from me at the broadcast table is JC.
Hey. That was...
I know. This is bizarro intro. This is what happens where you have to do this more than once.
We didn't get it right the first time.
Yeah. I had to introduce myself the first time, too, and I'm introducing myself this time, so it's okay.
I'm still recovering from drunk cast, Tom. Leave me alone.
Yeah. Friday, from what I can remember, was a pretty strong night. We had a lot of fun. Those of us that stayed awake through the entire time, looking at you, Dan. But myself,
through a podcast,
JC,
which is super impressive.
Yeah, myself, JC, Dan, and Meg watched WrestleMania 17 and drank a lot of alcohol.
All 4 hours of it, as we found out that afternoon when I actually Googled it.
Yeah, and we didn't tell them, so that was kind of cool.
Whoopsie daisy! But we had pizza, we had beer. And like 8 bowls of chips. And
yeah, we had the purple bag Doritos,
there was purple bag.
Important at any Section 328 sanctioned gathering.
Right. I mean, if they want to sponsor us, we'll gladly be Cheaters Never Win, brought to you by Doritos Spicy Sweet Chili Purple Bag. Hashtag Taste the Spice.
Yeah, that's totally what they're...
Yep.
Branding
I just came up with it.
Now.
I'm a marketing genius, Tom.
Goddamn, you're a madman.
Yep. But no, Friday was a shit ton of fun. I don't know that any of the podcasts is actually intelligible. I don't know that any of it actually makes sense. But I don't care because we had fun and we killed for an audience of 4.
Yeah.
So
there's a lot of yelling. So
yep.
Just if you are a Patreon, and if you are, thank you.
Thank
but
you.
If you are a Patreon, please remember to adjust whatever headset you're wearing, earbuds, whatever, to a lower volume in the initial introduction, because there's a lot of screaming going on.
I worked my magic as much as I could on that file.
Which means I probably can't be heard at all.
No, we can hear you. But yeah, and if you want to hear that, which the time has passed for you to be able to hear the WrestleMania 17 drunk cast, but we will do it again at some point, probably in the fall. And if you want to get on board with that, go to cheatersneverpin.com, click the Patreon button on the front page, and give us some money.
Who knows? We might make it available anyway.
Yeah, at some point. I think what you donate, you can go back and look at all the posts, so it's probably there. But we want to make it sound fancier.
But I mean, you don't get that early access. You don't get that first exposure, so that when you listen to it, you can be like, oh man, I heard it. You haven't heard it yet. Oh, you're missing out if you're not in Patreon.
I'm sure by this point, everyone's talked about it around the water cooler at work with their coworkers. You don't want to be that weird guy that's like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, that was great when the guy did the thing. No. You're going to get called out on it. You're wrong.
Absolutely.
You're not getting invited to the picnic.
Well, we have what should be a brief show for you tonight. We're gonna go through. So Tom and I did the draft we brought up last week. We drafted our super cards and put our match cards together. So we're gonna present that tonight, and I'm sure grill each other roundly about it.
Yeah, we didn't do the draft online, or we're not doing it now. You're welcome.
Yeah, could have made that a Patreon exclusive.
Great, Moana's stuck in my head now again. Thank you, The Rock.
And then, all right, I'm just moving on. And then, we could
Moana's
talk.
Excellent, by the way.
I've not seen it. I will see it at some point, I'm sure. We would talk about WWE, but other than Bayley getting hurt and Shinsuke being the number one contender to Jinder Mahal's WWE title.
Who called that, by the way?
You did.
Okay.
I give you credit. It's very few and far between when you deserve it, but I'll give it to you when you deserve it.
You just can't admit when I'm right.
That's not true.
Which is most of the time.
But, I mean, Shinsuke's winning so they can get this title off of Jinder, so our long international nightmare will be over.
Yeah, probably.
Yep. Hallelujah. I'll be popping fucking bottles when it's done. Be running around the street. And then Bayley's hurt. The shoulder injury that it looked legit to me Monday night. Apparently is legit, and she'll go further undergo testing once some of the swelling goes down. So hope she's all right, since she is the number one contender to Alexa Bliss's title at SummerSlam.
Hashtag for now.
For now. So, any other comments on WWE? Just move right on.
Cuts are coming.
Oh, well, yeah. I think after SummerSlam, we should have a Black Monday or a Black Friday very shortly.
Yeah, it's been a while since we've actually had some cuts, or at least it seems like.
Yeah, I don't know. I just wanted to sing Stained.
No, don't do that.
Yeah, no one wants to hear that.
Please
All
and thank you.
Right. All right. So let's get into it, Tom. So we did the draft yesterday. To give you
a furious exchange of text messages.
Yes. Which is, I thought you would have just done it in the Google Doc. But then you started, you were like, oh, all right, here's your pick. So I had to sit here and do all the work.
Because I had to ask like 47 questions, like what kind of card are we putting together?
So here's the basics. We took the entire active roster of WWE, including NXT, and the entire active roster of New Japan, and we made them available for draft. And we went
Not everyone was selected.
No, well,
but
yeah.
Most of them were.
We only went 50 rounds, just back and forth. We flipped a coin a few days before. Tom won the first pick of the draft. And there were a few simple rules to make sure that we kind of had very rounded cards. You had to take at least 2 women and at least 2 tag teams. Because we counted tag teams as 1 pick. So like Sheamus and Cesaro was 1 pick. The Gorillas of Destiny, so Tama Tonga and Tonga 1 pick. So yeah, that was about it.
I have nothing to add to that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm just laying it out for the people. I was making sure there wasn't anything I forgot. So we started the draft, which I should probably pull up here. Before we lay down our cards, let me look at this draft list here. And I feel like there were some surprises of people that didn't get drafted. But I gotta pull.
Jinder did not.
I
considered it.
Jinder was the only champion to not be drafted. Surprise. Let's see. No one really surprising left from Raw. The New Japan heavyweights make sense to me, except for Yoshitatsu. Come on, how did he not get drafted?
Because I don't need a fake Triple H.
Maybe there wasn't anything surprising by the time we got to the end, and I felt like we were scraping the bottom of the barrel. Which, I mean, we could have drafted 20 more rounds, and I'd have been happy with whatever I got. There's still plenty of talent left, except in the women's division. We'll get to that.
I was gonna say, I mean, just by going people, names that people would necessarily know, Big Cass did not get drafted.
Kane.
Guys like Kane. I find it surprising that you consider him to be part of the active roster, but
He's listed as part of the active roster.
I'll see. You put one Cologne on.
Because the other one is injured.
Oh. Shows you how much I'm paying attention.
Right? Come on, Tom. Keep up. Sin Cara was not drafted.
Chad Gable.
Here's one thing I was surprised. Neither of us took Kyle O'Reilly or Bobby Fish, which were two separate people since they are separate in NXT.
I had considered it near the end, and I just couldn't make them fit.
Yeah, they were on my short list, and I just, as plans changed throughout the draft, I couldn't really.
I would probably, had they been a team, I would have brought them in.
Yeah.
But as singles, I had difficulty finding a fit for them.
Yeah. We chose way fewer cruiserweights or juniors than I thought we would. So, Jay White's left, Rocky Romero's left, Tiger Mask is left, Daivari, Kendrick was left, which I kept going back to him late in the thing going, I could take him. I mean, no.
I mean, there were a few people. I mean, I'm a Tony Nese mark for whatever reason. But...
Yeah, I like Tony Nese. We left behind Lana, sadly. Don't know how that could have happened. Tamina.
Rich Swann got left behind.
And then in the least surprising moment, War Machine was not drafted.
I had a spot for John Tenta Jr. and Fat Carl Anderson, but...
I honestly thought you were going to draft them in order to beat the shit out of them.
No.
No.
Because I want to make this halfway believable. I don't
true.
necessarily want to job somebody at. And trust me, since you're making me put every 50 friggin' wrestlers on one card, I don't really have room for a job match.
True. I do. I have a job match. So we did the draft. Like I said, it was 50 rounds back and forth. After the first 10 rounds, we kind of revealed who'd been chosen on Instagram at Cheaters Never Pin.
Which you're following, I'm sure.
Absolutely, you should, because I update it like once a month. AJ Styles was picked first overall, followed by the other first-round pick, Hiroshi Tanahashi.
Yeah, that caught me a little by surprise.
Well, I just had this... I had it down between Omega and Tanahashi as my first pick, but I wanted to craft my main event, and I had to have him because he is part of my main event. So, I'm trying to think of people that went. Do you see anyone that went surprisingly high to you? I think the Revival went too high.
We started a run on tag teams.
Yeah, you started it, and I was like, so you chose first, or the
sorry.
8th round pick, Tom chooses, no, I chose Gallows and Anderson.
Thank you.
That's right. Because you fucked me over, because 6th round, I choose Seth Rollins, because I'm like, I have this image in my head of Finn, Gallows, and Anderson versus Roman, Dean, and Seth. And I'm like, that will tear the fucking house down. So I choose Rollins, and then you choose fucking Reigns. And I had to go into fucking scramble mode. And I was like, all right, I have to get Gallows and Anderson because I have to finish the club. And then you chose the Young Bucks, and I was like, well, I had them penciled in a 4-way tag match.
Well, I had to keep the Elite together.
Yeah. So then I had to go for New Day, and as soon as I said New Day, I got so panicked that you were going to choose the Hardys, and you didn't, and I was happy. My favorite accomplishment in this draft was rounds 11 through 18, taking all the women.
And I was totally fine with it because I really didn't want a women's division.
Oh, God, I did, and I'm so glad I have one. It's so... wait till you... God, I can't wait. I'm surprised it took you to round 30 to draft Liger.
Because I'm realistic. I mean, if it were 25-year-old Liger, he would have been like in my top 3.
Because I drafted Finn third. But I knew what I was going to do with him already, so...
Yeah, I had an idea for like about 4 people, and the rest of it, I was like, screw it, I'm just going to draft whoever the hell I draft and figure out what I'm doing with them later.
Yeah. So do we want to go down our cards now, Tom?
Sure, why not?
I figure we go back and forth, starting from like the bottom of our card to the top, revealing it one match at a time.
How many matches do you have in your card?
That's a good thing we should have figured out first. I have 11.
I also have 11.
Perfect.
Because I had 10, and I did not like the way that one of the matches was set up, so I pulled one of the guys out of one match, and I pulled another out of another match, and it ended up being 11.
Yes. So tonight, we'll reveal the cards. There's some of these that I might give a glimpse of backstory to about why this is happening. There's some that I haven't fleshed that out, so I won't. And Tom can do the same if he chooses. But these are our cards. And I figure I'll go first since you had first pick, so your main event can be revealed last.
Okay.
Makes sense? All right. So from the bottom. Oh, and we left out, then we chose what promotion we were representing. I let Tom pick. Tom is representing New Japan Pro Wrestling, so his show is Wrestle Kingdom. And so he gets to use the plethora of New Japan belts available to him. And so I got WWE. This is WrestleMania, and I have WWE belts. And since there's no brand split, it's just WWE Championship, Women's Championship, Tag Championship.
I feel bad because I didn't realize, I didn't think that this was Wrestle Kingdom necessarily, so...
It could just be January 4th in Tokyo Dome.
I don't have, a random 11, 12 person battle royal to start the match.
Well, I do. Because it is WrestleMania, we have the 20-man Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal.
That's how you crammed all this together. Okay.
Yep. Starring Eric Young, No Way Jose, Baron Corbin, The Velveteen Dream, Oni Lorcan, Connor, Victor, Mojo Rawley, Zack Ryder, Otis Dozovic, Tucker Knight, Akam, Razor, Shane Thorne, Nick Miller, Bad Luck Fale, Ryusuke Taguchi, Jack Gallagher, Luke Harper, and Eric Rowan. Now here's the twist. Oh, I fucked that shit up. Okay, no, that's right. No Way Jose is only in the Battle Royal because, keeping with his gimmick, Andrade Cien Almas misses the match because he's out partying late at night.
All right.
Also known as, I forgot someone, and I had to go back and fix shit. And I was really happy with my card.
Okay.
So, Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal.
All right. So, in my opener, kind of working the New Japan opening style, I have veterans in the opener where Chris Jericho teams with Jushin Thunder Liger and Enzo Amore because warm up that crowd.
I like it. Yeah, that's why I like it. It's funny, and I really like it. Okay.
To face Dolph Ziggler, Aiden English, and Taka is coming, motherfucker.
Oh, shit. Okay, I dig that, Tom. Because it's a traditional New Japan 6-man who gives a fuck who's in it, but it'll be really entertaining match.
And it's going to take about 20 minutes for the actual entrances. I want
and the
Enzo's,
match goes 8?
I want Enzo's whole spiel to be cut off by Taka is coming, motherfucker.
That's funny. I love that.
And Enzo to just turn around and be like, what?
Because he's used to being in WWE where it's PG, but he's going to New Japan for this show.
Yeah.
I don't even know how to begin to phrase this match. So, Mike Kanellis will be fighting for the honor of Maria Kanellis in a no disqualification match against Minoru Suzuki.
Oh, God.
Suzuki's just gonna murder him.
Yeah.
But it sounds really intriguing.
Okay.
Saying it out loud makes it even better than when I look at it on paper.
I'm just picturing Maria Kanellis, like, having her hair shaved like Suzuki.
That was part of the gimmick.
If Mike Kanellis loses, then Maria has her head shaved.
She ends up getting one of the jackets like she has now with Mike's face on the back, but it's just Suzuki's face.
In a heart.
Yeah, it's just surrounded by hearts.
Alright.
Okay, your turn.
So my number 2 match is the first title match. Since this is New Japan, all but 2 of these matches are for titles.
Okay, accurate.
For the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Championship, the Young Bucks, representing the Bullet Club, take on the tag team of Grand Metalik and Kalisto,
Ooh.
who are also facing the unusual team from the Lesnar Dojo. Because understand that this is New Japan, so there are several factions. And Brock Lesnar has brought together a group of like-minded individuals to fight in his new dojo.
Oh, shit.
And he has 2 people that are eligible to fight in the junior heavyweight division. So these 2 are fighting. The tag team of Akira Tozawa and Dana Brooke. Because Brock Lesnar has taken on Dana Brooke as a project.
Oh, shit.
So.
I love it.
I just want to see Dana Brooke throwing around the Young Bucks.
I do too. Just fucking stiffen the shit out of those little weasels.
That's it. It's going to be stiff as hell from Brooke and Tozawa, and flippy from the other 4, pretty much.
God, so that's amazing, though. All right, mine starts to get serious now. In a triple threat for the United States title, Drew McIntyre is defending against Roderick Strong and Marty Scurll.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's something I'd enjoy watching.
Right? That was just a fun sounding. So I got once I booked like my top 5 matches, I just had the list of all these names and I was like, how do I fucking deal with all this talent? And that was one of the answers, was multi-men matches. So now I understand why Vince does what he does.
Yeah, I've got a few of those too.
Yeah. All right.
So the next match I have is the only other non-title match. But there's a backstory.
Okay.
So Bray Wyatt introduced himself to New Japan and managed to lure Evil and Sonata away from LIJ.
Ooh, okay.
To be part of his Wyatt family. Which, of course, pisses off Naito.
Oh, shit.
So, in a 6-man match, Bray Wyatt, Evil, and Sonata take on Naito, Hiromu Takahashi, and their mystery partner, who ends up being the newest member of LIJ, Dean Ambrose.
He lost me on that part. Yeah. I mean, it's fine.
Okay.
I don't really have any comments about it. I just feel so met on... Of course, I'm starting to feel more positive on Dean now. They have him in the right spot again. But I felt so met on him for the last 6 months that I hear that go, So...
I just figure that, like...
it's a fun pairing, I'll give you that.
LIJ's this group that pretty much doesn't care for rules, doesn't care whatever, and I figure Ambrose kind of goes along with that.
Yeah,
like
for sure.
And it maybe gives a little bit more of his aggressive side instead of being this comical thing that he is. Kind of makes him more of his Shield heel background kind of comes out there.
Okay, that's a good point. I feel much more gooder about it.
Okay.
Next up, I have a ladder match for the NXT Tag Team titles. Because it's not WrestleMania without a ladder match for a belt. We have the defending champions, Cassius Ohno and Aleister Black. Yup. Versus the returning team of Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano.
That bitter rivalry just died there, huh?
They were forced into it by William Regal. I haven't worked out the logistics yet. They still hate each other. But.
Okay.
Just thought you get Heroes Never Die back together.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of that. Okay.
In the match I was forced to make, for the IWGP Women's Championship, Emma, and this is a 4-way match, Emma takes on Carmella, who takes on, representing Day One, Naomi, because there is the Day One faction, which is Roman Reigns, the Usos, Naomi, and Cedric Alexander.
I like it. You just Tom, you pulled events, put all the black people together, didn't you?
I had to find something for Cedric.
This is how the New Day was formed, Tom.
Well, I put 3 groups
You just realized it.
I put 3 groups together, or 3 of those parts together are either related or married.
Well, I guess Naomi, the Usos, and Roman are related.
Yeah.
Okay.
And like I said, I needed a cruiserweight to put in there, and he was the one that fit.
All right. Okay, I'm cool with it now.
And the 4th person representing LIJ, Ember Moon.
Ooh. See, that's gimmick-wise, that's a perfect fit. So I like that. She's a fucking werewolf or something.
Yeah.
Next up, I have a loser leaves town match where the NXT Championship is on the line. As Bobby Roode defends his NXT Championship against the first NXT Champion, Seth Rollins. Bobby's been running down NXT and how shitty it was before he got there, blah, 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 and Seth ain't having it, because Seth built NXT. He was the architect of NXT. This is his legacy on the line. Literally.
I guess I get to sign whoever loses.
Okay, I'll give away the ending of this match. Rollins wins. Yeah, Rude leaves town. He leaves NXT and goes to the main roster. Ba-dum-bum. That's some WWE booking right there. He leaves Orlando. Goes to Stamford.
For the Neverweight 6-man tag team championship, we will be having a gauntlet match, because that's what we seem to do with the Neverweight 6-man tag team championship.
Right.
And all the factions will throw something in there. Representing Lesnar Dojo is Rusev, Michael Elgin,
Okay.
and Katsuya Kitamura.
Jesus. I knew. As soon as you said there was Lesnar Dojo, I was like, Kitamura's in it. I knew it.
Representing the group that I'm calling Country Strong, but I can't think of a better name for them,
Okay.
is Braun Strowman, Heath Slater, and Rhino.
All right. I like it.
Representing the group Tanoshimu, which is the it's the feel good group. Tanoshimu means like to have a good time.
Okay.
So representing, and I thought I lost you there for a second.
No, I'm here.
I heard something. I thought I heard something, so that's why I was just
Oh.
kind of hesitated a little bit there.
Sorry.
But Tanoshimu means like to have a good time. And I should, let's see. So that is Toru Yano, Sami Zayn, and Kota Ibushi. Because they're happy. They're happy to be there.
That works. That works very well.
Representing the Miz Taraj,
Oh, fuck.
the Miz, Zack Sabre Jr.,
Oh, God.
and Hideo Itami.
Okay.
Now, mind you, when it comes to Miz Taraj, I don't have Miz at one level and everybody else below.
Right.
I have them as like Zack Sabre kind of embraces the Miz as his ability to get into movies, and he sees himself as like the next James Bond, and just kind of that cockiness. I thought Zack Sabre and like the Miz work well together, and just Hideo Itami I just see with sunglasses on. I don't know.
Okay. Is that everybody?
And the fifth group,
Okay, that's fine.
which comes out of nowhere,
God damn it, Tom.
Natalya, Mickie James, and Ruby Riott. Because not only is it the Neverweight 6-man tag team championship, it's the Never Gender 6-man tag team championship.
There you go. I like it.
I called it that I was going to have this happen anyway.
Yeah,
So
you did.
it's
All
open to everyone. That's what it's supposed to be.
True. All right. Well, it's time to blow my wad of women here. In the first...
What are you doing? I'm not even touching that.
Nope. Keep moving. In the first ever women's elimination chamber match for the WWE Women's Championship, you have Charlotte, Bayley, the defending champion Alexa Bliss, Becky Lynch, Sasha Banks, and the NXT Women's Champion Asuka.
I have no idea who you're putting over in that match.
Right? I don't either. That's why I hadn't finished that part of it yet. That's the hardest one for me to book.
And by that sarcasm, I know who you're putting over in that match.
I don't know. I really don't, Tom.
Uh-huh.
It is not Charlotte by default. It probably is
Yes, it
Charlotte
is.
by default. But I have ideas. So yeah, but in an elimination chamber. I knew I wanted to do a 6-woman match, and then I wrote it down. I just circled it and scribbled EC next to it, and I was so happy. Because if there's 6 women to put in the elimination chamber, fuck yeah, it's these 6.
For the Neverweight Championship, I guess in a no disqualification match. Neverweight matches always like no disqualification, or is it just because LIJ is usually involved? So
right, Red Shoes is reffing and he lets everything go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kevin Owens defends the Neverweight Championship against Bullet Club member Yujiro Takahashi.
Kevin Owens versus the Tokyo Pimp.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just so Kevin Owens can run down the women that he brings to ringside. What is this, a bunny?
Yeah.
Why do you have a naked bunny? Why are you bringing it? I just want to hear like that for 5 minutes.
I'm down with it for the promos.
Yeah.
Yep. In a Falls Count Anywhere match for the WWE Tag Team Championship, it's a dream match. The New Day will be defending their titles against the Hardy Boys.
All right.
Yep.
For the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship, Kushida defends his title in a triangle match, defending against Will Ospreay and Cedric Alexander.
Okay. I like that.
I miss Cedric. I miss good
I
Cedric.
do too. Can we put him back on Raw and stop hiding him on 205 Live, please? In a match where the losing team is kicked out of the Bullet Club, or the club, whatever we're legally calling them, depends on where the litigation is.
It's my license, damn it.
All right, the club. It is Finn Balor, Luke Gallows, and Carl Anderson versus Cody, Tama Tonga, and Tongaroa.
Ooh.
Yeah. That shit's good.
For the IWGP World Tag Team Championship, in an elimination tag team match, Sheamus and Cesaro versus the Usos versus the Revival versus Breezango. All representing factions. Sheamus and Cesaro represent Bullet Club.
Okay. All right, I'm in. I was hoping that's what you'd say.
Usos represent Day One.
Right.
Breezango is part of Tanashima.
Yup.
The Revival are in Country Strong.
Yup. God damn it.
I'm sorry, I just love Braun Strowman, Heath Slater, Rhino, and the Revival.
That's amazing. I want that to be a thing.
I mean, I could have also drafted the Briscoes,
Yeah.
but I like people too much.
Right.
Don't live your gimmick that much.
Yeah. For the Cruiserweight Championship, Neville defends against Ricochet.
Ooh.
Yeah. Yup. I love that match.
For the IWGP Intercontinental Championship, in a rematch from years past, champion Shinsuke Nakamura defends his title against Lesnar Dojo leader Brock Lesnar.
Okay. Co-main event of the evening for the WWE Intercontinental Championship. Samoa Joe defends against Tomohiro Ishii.
Ooh.
Yeah, dude.
That's like stiff on the...
Oh, I know. That's why I took Joe so high, because I was like, I gotta lock this match up. I'd had that one in my head for the whole week.
In the co-main event, and I'm still not sure which one's going on last, but I'll say this one for now.
It's New Japan. You can put it to a fan vote if you want.
Yeah, I've had it. I had it written down the other way, and I'm saying it this way though.
Okay.
For the IWGP Heavyweight Championship, Tasuka Okada defends the title against Day One representative Roman Reigns.
Fuck. And if you love that match, you'll love my main event for the WWE Championship, where John Cena defends his WWE Championship against the biggest New Japan Pro Wrestling sensation of all time, the Ace 1 in 100, burn all my energy, Tanahashi. Cena versus Japanese Cena. Tanahashi versus American Tanahashi. One of them has to lose.
For the United States, the IWGP United States Championship, and leadership of the Bullet Club, Kenny Omega defends his IWGP United States title against AJ Styles.
Nice.
7 stars.
Tom, we both have very good cards.
I would pay money to see our stuff.
I would too. I would pay just for my Elimination Chamber match. And Joe Ishii.
I still like the fact that potentially Country Strong could be
that
a faction in WWE right now.
That's the best thing I've heard all night from either one of these cards, is the faction Country Strong. That has made my day. Those are our cards. So they will be up on cheatersneverpin.com soon-ish. Do you have yours typed up, Tom? Things we...
I've got it in a Excel spreadsheet type thing. So.
Nice. So we'll put it on this post with this episode when you go to cheatersneverpin.com, because I'll have Tom send it to me tonight. And yeah.
Should I have that like on my computer at home? Because I don't.
Oh, okay. In the next couple of days, there will be a new post on cheatersneverpin.com where you can vote on which card you like more. And then next week, we'll go through the winners and losers from each match. How about them apples?
And hey, if you want to predict who you think might win those specific matches when you're kind of going over it, take your shots.
Yeah, leave comments on the post or hit us up on Twitter at CheatersNVRPin or Facebook.com/CheatersNeverPin.
What's your favorite match out of the group? Anything you might think might happen, that type of thing.
Any general comments you have, please leave them in the pin box.
Please give us anything.
Yep. Please help us create content, because we just filled a whole show with bullshit. But it's good bullshit.
It is.
It's very good. You know it's not bullshit, Tom?
What's that, JC?
Match exchange. The match exchange isn't bullshit. No, I think I deafened him. I think that sound cue was too loud. Tom, can you hear me, Tom?
There's so much shrapnel and broken buildings and that type of thing. That last explosion was a little too much for me.
I'm sorry. Just file a claim with HR.
Good to know.
Yep. So I watched Stan Hansen versus Leon White. And it sure was a wrestling match where a whole lot of nothing happened. A lot of headlocks and some lariats and some chops and 2 stars because I was bored out of my fucking mind.
AWA will do that.
Yeah, but see, usually I like NWA. Again, it's different because it's old school.
But it's not the NWA, it's the AWA.
Right.
This is Vern Gagne saying, you know what people like?
Headlocks.
Stuff from the 50s.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't even know if that gets over in the 80s. I mean, it does, obviously. I saw the video. But,
no, it didn't.
But I mean, and I like Vader. I like Stan Hansen. But this match sure was a thing. I don't have anything to say about it. Which is why it's only getting 2 stars, because it was just like, meh. What did I give you? I honestly don't remember. I remember. Go ahead. Sorry.
You gave me Vampiro versus Sting in a first blood match.
Yes.
Which reeks so badly of Vince Russo.
I love this match. Don't you fuck around.
This match lasts about 5 minutes. It is the recording that JC linked on the webpage the commentary is in some Baltic language. It may be in a language of a country that no longer exists. Somehow, that was the best thing about the match. The second best thing was that it was only 5 minutes. Let me break it down for you as much as I can. Vampiro and Sting are in the ring.
I'm gonna be my mic, I'm sorry.
Vampiro walked to the ring. Sting used his ripcord type thing to just drop down. And they grappled, and they punched, and somebody got thrown out, and they brawled, and then they went back in, then they got thrown out, and they brawled. And Sting was in the ring, and Vampiro was out of the ring. Vampiro made funny gestures as only Vampiro can do, then proceeded to do the throat across the neck thing, and a bunch of, air quotes, blood fell on Sting, which not only, I guess, caused him to lose the match, because first blood, maybe, but it also severely weakened him so greatly that he just collapses in the middle of the ring, unable to rise under his own power. Vampiro comes in, starts hammering him. Then a collection of wrestlers comes down, and I thought maybe it was the Filthy Animals at first, but it's not. I can't remember late 90s, 2000 factions in WCW, but Shane Douglas was in there, and Billy Kidman was in there, and other people. And they start hammering on Sting, and that's it. That was it. Oh, they took Sting, who was covered in the goo that's supposed to look like blood, and visual standpoint, it looked fine. And for whatever reason, that cable that drops Sting down to the ring is still around, so they go and they hook him up to the cable, and I guess they slipped a $5 to the guy in the back, so they made the cable go up slightly so that Sting, now unconscious because blood is heavy, is hanging a couple of feet off the ground. and like Vampiro or somebody else like starts to climb on the barricade. It looks like maybe he wants to jump on him, but he doesn't. Maybe he just wants to be on the barricade to punch him. I don't know, but it's just pretty much a bloody Sting pinata that's hanging slightly above the ground. And Sting really has to be considering to himself, why the fuck am I still here? It was the saddest I've ever felt for Sting.
So, Tom, what do you rate this match?
-2 stars.
-2 stars.
That was a shit. That was so shitty. Xbox put it in a sandwich.
Oh, damn.
And Mark Henry ate it.
All right, Tom, what's my, what, God, what do I have to watch now? I don't deserve your kindness.
So there's a couple of these.
Oh, shit.
I'll give you the short one, I guess. From FMW, Frontier Martial Arts Wrestling, home of such great wrestlers as Mr. Pogo, Atsushi Onita, other people. This is a tag team match.
Okay.
Tarzan Goto and Mr. Ganasuke take on the Headhunters. The Headhunters being normally two very large, I believe they're Puerto Rican, twin brothers. That their whole thing was they were like huge dudes, but they could do moonsaults and things like that. So they had exactly one match in WWE, and Jim Cornette tells a good story about that. But anyway, but the big key to this match is it's not any ordinary match. Oh no, we don't have ordinary matches in FMW.
Nope.
This is a bathhouse death match.
Jesus.
I'm not going to explain anymore.
Nope. I can imagine. Yep. All right. I'm going to redeem myself in your eyes, Tom.
Okay.
I have a match from you, and I'm going to say the promotion, and you're going to go, ugh. But I promise you it's not a match that they're known for.
Are more than 30 people actually watching this match?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So from CZW's Cage of Death 6, it's there's no blood in this match. This is when they do actual wrestling. Okay. Super Dragon and Excalibur take on Kevin Steen and El Generico.
I know two of those people.
Yep. Super Dragon and Excalibur, who run PWG. Nice. This is a good match.
And nobody has a light bulb stuck up them anytime.
Nope. It's a wrestling match. CZW does do actual wrestling matches. I mean, there's some chair usage, but nothing like, it's not crazy. So.
No sandpaper baseball bat.
No, nothing's
anal
on
probing match.
Nothing's on fire. So.
Okay.
Easy. Cool. Well, I think that wraps us up this week, Tom. So, yeah. Tell the people where they can find you on the internet.
Go to the Twitter machine. Go to @MrWorkrate, @MRWorkrate. You can find my MySpace page if you really try hard, but I'm not going to put you in my top 8.
Is Tom still in your top 8? Because I feel like that's super meta.
No.
Damn. I never took him off.
He crossed me.
Shit.
People are like, oh, your name's Tom, and he's Tom too.
What were they like? If someone could isolate that and send it back to me so I don't have to edit it out myself, so I can have that drop, that'd be great. Put that on the soundboard. You can find me on the internet at JCBobbitt, JCBOBBITT, on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, Tinder, Mumble. I'm lonely. Hit me up.
You said mumble.
Nope. That's just what I do on the podcast, Tom.
No, that's my gimmick.
You can find the show online on the Twitter machine at CheatersNVRPin. You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/CheatersNeverPin. Give us that blue thumbs up. It makes us feel warm and fuzzy inside. And always at CheatersNeverPin.com, which is open for your convenience 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Yep. There we go. I was hoping you'd say something. I do that all the time. You would think we'd have this rhythm thing down after 6 months of doing this.
We do. I just had nothing to say just there. I mean, you end your little promo spiel, and I don't know.
And I never throw it to you, and I did that time. So that was weird.
Yeah.
Yep. But yeah, so thanks for listening. Next week we'll come back with results of our super cards and your thoughts on them. And hopefully maybe something a little more interesting will happen that we can also talk about.
Or we'll just make up something.
Who knows? Yep. If not, we'll do another draft. I don't give a shit.
Rumors happen. Things.
Yeah. Rumors and innuendo. Right here on Cheaters Never Pin. So for Tom, for myself, we thank you for listening yet again, and we'll catch you on the flip side.